What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Whole Views. Thank you for clicking that thumbnail. Today, we're going to be talking about solar opposites and the recasting of Justin Roiland. So within the last 24 hours, I saw the clip online where Solar Opposites released the little cold open to the next season's first episode. And I'll be honest with you, I don't care for Dan Stevens. I don't like this whole British thing that we're doing with the character. I understand, and I will give them credit. It's a very smart way to introduce a major recast and a huge change to the character like that. But man, if this is foreshadowing anything that we're going to get with Rick and Morty, I'm gonna pull all the way out of those two shows, because Solar Opposites, I'm really invested still, only for the wall episodes or the wall content. You know, that's been the best part of that show since the show ever got started. And here, with this change to Dan Stevens, I hated it. Some people were cheering it. You know, you get a pretty positive reaction, you know, when I go through all the little people who repost the clips on Twitter and I read comments. And there's a lot of people saying like, oh, he's doing a good job and this and that and this and that. And it's like, this is a nice change, refreshing change. It's like, oh man, I don't know who y'all were fans of when it came to the show, but I really liked Justin Roiland's Corvo. Like, I really enjoyed it. I can't imagine if they're doing the same direction like with Rick and Morty. Oh my God, I don't feel like it's gonna be doable. I don't feel like it's gonna be good. And in that show in particular, I don't feel like there's a scientific way to explain it all away. If they don't give me a lot of wall content in this next season and kind of ease us in to this Dan Stevens thing, and then maybe I can get on board, and they just come like heavy Dan Stevens straight out the gate, it's like, oh man, they gonna lose me. Me and my producer, best friend, we talked about it a lot, and it's like, this is unacceptable to us. We do not like it. We do not like it at all. I am interested to hear from those people who do not like it. And quiet as it's kept, we did have this discussion as well. If you've been paying attention, all the charges and all the things that got Justin Roiland removed and excommunicado from Hollywood, all those charges have been dropped. Now, we don't know if that's a result of like payola, like maybe he paid somebody off. We don't know if there was just no evidence of actual foul play, or we don't know if there was actually no foul play at all. All we know and can confirm, and I will link it in the description. When I find it, I'm gonna go and find it and put it in the description. All the charges have been dropped. The case has been thrown out of court. There is no legal proceedings on the horizon for Justin Roiland. Now, that doesn't mean that the dude wasn't weird. I admit it in conversation with friends and people who are abreast of the situation. Justin Roiland was a weird cat, you know, and he did some weird things. I don't know if the level of weirdness that the woman in question was okay with was presented to the grand jury, and then the other evidence presented to the grand jury, and they was just like, yo, you were okay with all this other stuff, we can't indict him on this stuff. I don't know if that's how it went. I imagine that's probably how it went, unless it was a straight hoax, and that would be crazy too. Or the first option I threw out, just straight payoff. Like we settled out of court, charges were drops. You know, financial stuff. I don't know. It's a lot of conjecture on my part in those three options. But if all the legal stuff has gone away, bring him back. I'd like to see him back. I don't want Dan Stevens on, or anybody else doing their own version of Rick or their own version of Morty. I'm good. We got, what is it, 5 or 6 seasons of 2 characters. I don't need these characters to make dramatic changes come season 6 or 7 or 8. Like, moving forward, it'll be the end of an era if they try to replace him in such a way on Rick and Morty. But I do want to know what y'all think. Do y'all think that he paid the victim off, or do you think that there was nothing there to begin with? Would you bring him back in the face of all these charges being dropped? How do you feel about Dan Stevens on just Solar Opposites? Because I don't like it. I'm not accustomed to it. I don't want to see any more of it. I'm good. I've had enough. Will you stay on board with solar opposites if they give you a lot of wall content? Because that's going to be the thing that keeps me coming back, at least for a little while. I want to see where they go with that and watch more of that. But to say I'm going to be down with all the Corvo stuff and the Terry stuff, like, ah, man, decrease that. Give me more Yummy Lack and Jesse. Give me more Wall. Give me more independent Terry, but don't give me a whole bunch of Corvo with this British stuff going on. I'm not a fan. But that's just where I stand. And like I said, please let me know where y'all stand in the comment section. That's all we got for this one, y'all. Enjoy yourself, guard your heart, and go watch something good.